Hello everybody and welcome to a very special episode of Drawing with Waffles where I answer your questions. It'll be like a Q&A video, but I don't really know what it's going to be called yet because I haven't made that graphic or came up with the title. Anyway, let's get started. Just a little side note here, if I can't pronounce your usernames, or if I pronounce them very poorly, that's really just it's just a positive way of saying that you guys just have you're just very creative with your usernames. So don't take me not being able to pronounce them as insult or anything, okay? It's a compliment of your creativity. Question number 1 comes from the LMAA101, and they asked, what's your favorite color? And my answer is purple! See, this should be easy. Question number 2 comes from Here's for Life, and they asked, how long have you been drawing? The answer to that one is, I've been drawing for pretty much my entire life, mostly doodles and such when I was younger, and I distinctly remember there was a day when I told my mom I wanted to be an artist and that I wanted a sketchbook really badly. That was in February of 2008. I dated my book. I'm not just crazy with dates. Anyway, and this was about the time that I started drawing more regularly and I was finding inspiration online and I took steps to better myself. It was by this time that this is when I consider that I started drawing. So it makes it about 6 years, I think? Yeah, 2008 to 2014 is about 6 years of drawing. Question number 3 comes from StoryChan, DLMAA101, and Monica Todd, and they asked, what inspired you to draw? Originally, I remember drawing a lot of Pokemon fan art when I was like 7 or so in the 90s, and I watched a lot of cartoons at that time. I was watching like the Animaniacs, Pokemon, Looney Tunes, whatever was on Kids WB, I was probably watching that. Oh, Recess, I remember a lot of Recess. And most of it was Pokemon fan art though, and at least that's the stuff that I could find. But I know that I stopped drawing for a few years, but I was still like doodling on everything that I could reach. And then by the time I was 14, I was obsessed with this stupid dress-up game called Mies. On this website, I spent most of my time in the creativity and contest forum. I don't think it's called that anymore. They've had a crazy redo of their website and stuff since I've been on there. It's completely different. I went on there just to see what was going on and I was kind of lost. But anyway, it was here that I discovered another Meezer named Gardenia Marvelli. Gardenia Marvelli. I know I could never pronounce it before either, but she has a DeviantArt gallery. I think she goes by Koruskiel or something. I'll have a link. And she used to draw people's Mises, and I even had the opportunity to have her draw my Mies, which was really boosted my inspiration to draw, and I lost that image. I'm still trying to find it. I'm pretty sure I have it downloaded on one of my old computers, but I can't find it. It's kind of bugging me. But as a little 14-year-old, I was a sponge that just soaked up all the words she said. I thought it'd be so cool to be paid to draw, and I mean, it also helped that on Mies, if you could draw like a stick man, everyone was jealous of you and thought you were the next Michelangelo. So that helped me a lot. So don't be afraid to encourage people who like art, and if they're not the greatest, give them a little encouragement, and then they can be the greatest, you know? And this boosted my confidence, and it sprung me in the right direction. And it's important to remember that every artist sucked at one point or another, and it's okay. And drawing terrible is like the first step to being awesome. At least that's how I see it. Question number 4 comes from Horayo. And they asked, how long have you been drawing digitally? Well, I purchased my tablet in the April of 2008, and well, before that I was doing like the Mies edits where I would draw strands of hair on top of images of other people's Mieses, and like, people would be like, it's so awesome, and I'd keep doing it, and it wasn't that awesome, but I don't know if that really counts. So if I started in 2008, I have been drawing digitally for nearly 6 years. At first, when I bought it, I was really frustrated with my tablet, so I didn't use it for like months at a time because I hated it so much. And it's really difficult to get used to drawing down on the desk while looking up at a screen. I think that's like the hardest part. But once you get used to it, you don't even notice that you're not looking where you're drawing. It all just flows and it's perfect. And it's digital and beautiful, and it's worth all the frustration that you have to go through at the beginning. Question number 4 comes from Horayo. And they asked, how long have you been drawing digitally? Well, I purchased my tablet in the April of 2008, and well, before that I was doing like the Mies edits where I would draw strands of hair on top of images of other people's Mieses, and like people would be like, "It's so awesome," and I'd keep doing it, and it wasn't that awesome, but I don't know if that really counts. So if I started in 2008, I've been drawing digitally for nearly 6 years. At first, when I bought it, I was really frustrated with my tablet, so I didn't use it for like months at a time because I hated it so much. And it's really difficult to get used to drawing down on the desk while looking up at a screen. I think that's like the hardest part. But once you get used to it, you don't even notice that you're not looking where you're drawing. It all just flows, and it's perfect. And it's digital and beautiful, and it's worth all the frustration that you have to go through at the beginning. Lily B. Brooks asks question number 5, and they ask, what software to use? Right now, I am using Adobe Photoshop CS5, but when I first started drawing digitally, I was using the GIMP, which is a program that is basically just as powerful as Photoshop, but it's open source, and that means it's free. And that's like my favorite word. Free, free, free. And like the only reason I use Photoshop now is because I was required to purchase it for school, and I was using Photoshop practically every day at school, and switching between it and the GIMP when I wanted to draw was a little confusing because of the layouts and the locations of the buttons. And this is how I decided that I just need to start using Photoshop for my art because I was just getting very confused. But if you guys want to check out the GIMP, since it is free, I will have a link in the description where you can download that, and you can play around with that program if you want to. Question number 6 comes from Margaret Johansson, and they ask, have you ever used Paint Tool Sai, the art program? I have never tried Paint Tool Sai. I'm open to trying it someday, but maybe if they have like a sale or something. I'm not sure how much it costs, but you know, I'm kind of cheap. But I would like to try it one day. Starry Chan asks question number 7, and they ask, do you like eggs? Yeah, I love eggs. I like scrambled eggs with butter and salt and pepper. And I also like when eggs have that like runny orange part and you can like dip your toast in it. I mean, I heard that's kind of bad for you, but I mean, whatever. You only die once, isn't that what they say? Death by toast dipping doesn't sound too bad if you think about like all the other ways you could die. Starry Chan asked question number 8. How tall are you? We can just say, well, if this penguin was like the average height of girls my age, I'd probably be this shorter penguin with a paintbrush and paint all over me. You know, I never use paint. I use digital paint. So I have digital paint and a paintbrush. And the few times I actually do use real paint, I get it all over myself. Schlobby schlob. Crazy Comic Lady asks the next couple questions, and they ask, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? My favorite flavor of ice cream is mint chocolate chip. It's kind of always been. I've recently discovered this like mint moose tracks, where it's like the green mint ice cream, and then it has like the chocolate chips, like it usually does, and then it has these like little chocolate cups full of mint on the inside. So it's just like mint overload, and it's like, yum! Mint and chocolate together. It's just like perfect. Question number 10. Have you ever forgotten to tie your shoelaces and tripped over? I'd like not to answer that. I have once. It hurt, and it hurt both physically and mentally, as you can imagine. Ouch. Question 11. Will you be hosting a contest? Yes, I do hope to eventually. I have like this little thing I'm trying to iron out. It's, I'm not making any money from this channel because I'm not monetizing it. And I feel like for me to have a contest, I'll have to have some kind of money, you know, to put forth some kind of contest so I can have a prize. And the only way I can ever see myself doing that is if I do figure out how to monetize. I know how to monetize. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it in the most legal way possible. And I know I can't monetize videos with fan art, and I'm just trying to see if I can monetize ones when I'm using Photoshop. If not, I will have to switch back to the GIMP. But as soon as I start monetizing my videos and I can make like just a little bit of money, then I can put it back out towards you guys and have a nice contest, and it'll be fun. Crazy Comic Lady continues to ask a question, and number 12, she asks, what is your favorite Disney animal of all time? I had to think pretty hard about this one. I wasn't sure. And then, well, I was kind of tied between Sebastian and Flounder, to be completely honest. I went with Sebastian because he's just hilarious and he's amazing, and he sings like a little crabby angel, and it's just like, I like him, even though he's a crustacean. But yeah, he's cool. I like him. He's my fave. Question number 13 comes from Crazy Comic Lady and Starry Chan, and they ask, who is your favorite Disney princess? I didn't really have a favorite growing up. I wasn't that into Disney princesses at the time, to be completely honest. I mostly watched like the movies and everything that I've heard were the ones that my brothers were into, but I mean when they weren't around I watched the Disney princess movies. But as a kid, I know this isn't technically a Disney princess, but I really liked Thumbelina. Watching it again now, she's kind of a brat, but I liked it at the time. And she's like adorable, and she's voiced by the same lady who does Ariel, so I didn't own The Little Mermaid as a child, so that's probably why I like Thumbelina so much. And but by the time I was a teenager, I remember liking Belle from Beauty and the Beast a lot. I'm not entirely sure why, but that was, I do remember liking her a lot. And then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. And then Tangled came out, and I was like, that's when I started obsessing over Disney princesses. Yeah. So I owe a lot of thanks to Rapunzel for my first real favorite princess. But you know, currently I am kind of obsessed with Frozen, and I like Princess Anna a lot. Even though everyone likes Princess Elsa, I like Princess Anna. Crazy Comic Lady asks, which Disney hero would you most like to marry? Eugene Fitzherbert. Are you sick of all the Disney questions? No, I don't think you asked enough, really. Can I have a hug? Only if you can catch me. Can I have another hug? Same answer. Can I eat your head? I'm sure your brain tastes of yum. How about no? Verlay427 asks, what is your favorite drawing you've done last year? My favorite drawing from last year, if you're talking about 2013, I think you're talking about 2013. I don't remember 2012, really. It's too long ago. But for 2013, I'd probably say this Pocahontas doodle that I'll have somewhere on the screen, and you can click it and it'll take you to it. Or if you're on a mobile device, you'll have to go down into the description and find it there. Anyway, I really like this picture because I'm not particularly good at traditional, so this one kind of blew me away because I was like, wow, I can actually draw traditionally? That's kind of cool. That's basically why. Tarek the Freak asks, have you done or thought about doing live streams or draw in real time for your audience? Yes, I have definitely thought about it. I've even created a live stream account, and I am username squatting at the moment. I did a test live stream a little while back with just like a few people like CCL Fox, Lemmy, Atari, SMC, those kind of people. I don't really remember who were there, but I never did one longer than like a half an hour or so. And I do hope to do some more in the future, but I don't know when that will be happening because I don't really have a consistent enough schedule to make any promises. So yes, I would like to in the future. Monica Todd asks, can you make any more traditional videos? Can I? Yes. Will I? Maybe. I have to get a better setup to record traditional drawings, and by setup, I mean lighting. I don't really have decent lighting, except during like one specific couple minutes in the middle of the day, which is like a time that I am never home, so it's not very convenient, and but I am looking into it, and I will try to get some out there eventually, but we'll see how it happens, I guess. I mean, it's life, so who knows. Molly Art asks, if you were flying on a watermelon that crashed into the moon, then turned into a cat, then it into a balloon, how do you eat cake now if you're a balloon? Okay, so I'm flying on a watermelon, then I crash into the moon, I get turned into a cat, and then I change into a balloon, and I'm trying to eat cake, right? Okay, well, that statement is false on like two accounts. One, because I'm already a cat, so I can't change into a cat if I already was one. And secondly, if the cake isn't a waffle, I wasn't gonna eat it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Awesome question though. I really enjoyed that one. Oh, but if that cake was a cupcake, then we'd have a problem. As a balloon, I'd probably just like use my static electricity to be stuck to the cupcake for all eternity until I deflated and got all wrinkly. But until then, I would be stuck to that cupcake like glue, or static electricity if you prefer. Starry-chan asks, how long do you plan to draw like it is a hobby, or do you plan on doing it as a career? As a hobby, I plan on doing it until I have no ability to do it anymore, like arthritis, blindness, or age. Well, yeah, I don't want to. But I mean, I want to draw forever. And as for like as a career, I do hope to do it as a career. I'm just not sure how at the moment. I am going to school for graphic design, and I'm about to graduate. But after that, I have to decide whether to go into like an art school or get the rest of my degree in graphic design. And choices. The next question comes from Zeno509, and they ask,
Okay, so my only question is one concerning your lines, that I guess are your inking lines. Do you use your tablet with the pressure sensitivity on or off? I'm wondering because sometimes when I zoom in on your photos, the lines look kind of shaky, and since you're most likely drawing in Photoshop, I thought most people would turn that function on since it makes all your pen strokes and lines super smooth and crisp, but that's just me.
The answer to that one is yes. I use pressure sensitivity. I'm not entirely sure what you're referring to. I don't think shakiness of lines has much to do with pressure sensitivity. Pressure sensitivity has more to do with like varying line widths and opacities to your strokes. It doesn't really have much to do with shakiness. Shakiness is all up to my hand. Okay, so you can blame him. Yeah, it's a boy, Leroy. But when I do use pressure sensitivity, which is basically always, I don't use the opacity sensitivity. I only use the size and width one. I honestly couldn't tell you why. It's just like a personal preference, but I don't like when I'm sketching out something and it's different opacity levels, because then, I don't know, it distracts me and I feel like the pictures don't end up as good. At least for me. I mean, it's completely different for anyone else, but that's just how I do it. Next question comes from Dr. Winnie. Nice name. And they ask, how did you find your style? I'm trying to develop my own, but I can't do it with every picture looking different because I can't decide. Sad face. I struggled with this a lot, and I still slightly do. I don't know if there is like a correct way to do this, but this is like how I did it. Originally, I would find an artist I really liked, and I'd try to copy that style while looking at a reference of like a picture they drew. Then I would try to draw something in that style again and incorporate the elements I remembered about that style into that illustration. Like maybe it was like how they did their ears or their noses or their hair, and I would try to do that myself. And then I used to do this a lot until I got to the point where I sort of had this like mishmash of a bunch of styles that I really liked. And then when I found an artist that I liked, how they drew their noses or eyes or necks or something, I would try to incorporate that into that style that I already was sort of gathering as I went along. It isn't much like of a science, but it is what I did, and this was all over the course of 6 years, so you can't really expect it to have anything too special when you first try to do it. It's you just have to like keep at it and keep finding those things that you like about other people's styles, and also looking at just real references of like real life and seeing the way something is. And if you just draw that and it turns out looking different, you can't be mad that it doesn't look completely realistic, because that's kind of like your style that you've already created by yourself. And also I have to put in here that you really shouldn't post those replica pictures of someone else's styles and poses online, like the ones where you like pretty much copy like what I did at the beginning. Artists are very protective of their styles and illustrations. I mean, as they should be. It takes years and lots of hard work to get where they have. But I don't see a problem if you're using them as a study, but you really shouldn't post them online and claim credit for them, because they will hunt you down and hurt you with marshmallows. And that looks like all I have really time for right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this question and answers video. I hope it wasn't too confusing or mishmashed together, but I had a lot of fun. Next week will be another drawing video, and I want to thank you guys for the 500 subscribers. It's amazing. I can't believe I've gotten this far. It's really just amazing, and just want to thank you guys. And this video is getting pretty long, so I guess I'll just leave it there and tell you guys. Hope you guys all have a delicious evening full of waffles. Bye!